Swan staying alive here. The pitch. Gets a base knock to go. And Swan just walks it off for the Vikings. What a base knock there from Gary Swan to win the Vikings the game, to give them an 8-7 win over the Beavers.
Welcome everyone here to interview number 2 here with Vinny and Gary. Today, these two are on the Bethany men's baseball team. Let's have these guys introduce themselves.
I'm Vinny Kersey. I'm an infielder from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm a freshman, and yeah, that's all.
My name's Gary Swan. I'm a catcher from Peoria, Arizona, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, these guys, great prospects from Arizona. Why did you guys choose Bethany?
It was actually a really crazy coincidence. I have a friend in Minnesota,
Okay.
and I was here to visit him
Sure.
during my fall break, senior year. And Coach Craig, our head coach, got in touch with my advisor, and we set up a visit. And I came out here, and I was like, wow, it's hard to say no to this place. And then I looked at a couple local junior colleges in Arizona, and I was like, it just does not compare. So I texted Craig. I was like, I'm committing. I'm gonna be part of the family.
Yeah, the turf field got you.
The turf field, it had to have been the field in the BAC for sure.
See, before here,
sure.
I hated turf. I could not play on turf.
You said that.
But for me, kind of like the same thing. Like I looked around at some local JUCOs in my area. I was kind of set on staying close to home. But my advisor set up a visit here, and I visited. And even when I first visited, like obviously it's way better in person. Like
Sure.
the BAC, the field is just all crazy. But even when I first visited, I was still a little bit on the fence. But then after some like thinking and talking to my family, I was like, I have to go here, and it's the best decision I ever made. I love it.
All right. So coaches, if you're seeing this, use the BAC as a big deal breaker for your recruits if you're looking to get them. Yeah, how do you think your season has been going so far?
Well, I've been not struggling, but just kind of battling for the playing time. And as a freshman, that's okay.
Sure.
I'm an infielder. 3 guys on the team, or 2 or 3 of the infielders were all UMAC. So
Sure.
I've been getting my bats. I've been doing good in my limited opportunities. I feel like I've been excelling. So I'm just gonna stay ready.
Sure.
Cheering on my roommate. He's been doing really good.
Right. Yeah.
So this year we had a senior catcher all throughout the fall, and then he just decided to call quits after the fall, and it's really brought me and some of the other catchers. Like we have to step up quick, especially we have 2 freshmen, me and another kid named Jaden. We've had to step
right?
up. Yep. We've had to step up, which it's been a lot of fun. More playing time. Our team's looking really good this year. We have Trent Ash, who's I promise you he'll be pitcher of the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's calling it right now. And then we have obviously Drew Headkey, the returning pitcher of the year. He's been battling with some injuries, but he'll be back soon. Sean Gamble, he's up to
pitcher of the
92.
week.
Yeah, he's. I mean, we're looking really good this year. We're for sure taking a
Excited.
UMAC, and we'll see. Hopefully we can get to. Calling it right now.
Just
Yard
what?
card down. But we're for sure gonna have a great year and hopefully make a good run at it.
Yeah, you guys have a great overall squad, especially with Xander as your first baseman?
First
baseman.
baseman.
Your first
Yeah.
baseman?
Yep.
Yeah, he's been a great powerhouse for your batting lineup for sure.
Yeah.
Doing your first 2 home games, in February, you don't normally see that.
No.
Very blessed to get out there. It's
Right,
awesome,
yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. The first game was kind of ugly,
Yeah.
doing the play-by-play, but when I got used to who's out there and
Yeah.
the rotation and all that, I kind of got used to it. So, yeah, I see coaches really, making you guys like rotate, like
Yeah.
you're using your players when you
We've got a lot
like
of
the
depth.
right way.
A lot of depth on our team. Very exciting.
Yeah, you guys are pretty young too, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Oh, well, we're kind of split in the middle. We
Sure.
got a lot of seniors, a lot of freshmen that are in and out of the lineup. So
Sure.
yeah.
And we're really blessed with our seniors this year. Like our captains are great, like
Awesome.
great people. They really made us feel like even the first week we were here, we felt that we were part of the team, part of the family. Like they invited us over to their houses to hang out, and we celebrated one of the birthdays the first weekend we were here. We didn't even know
that's
the
awesome.
guys, so it was cool.
Really good leaders.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, let's get into some in-depth interview questions with these guys. I'll start with Vinny. Can you describe your approach to the training and conditioning, like over the summer?
Yeah. So I love the process of it. It's for me. I'm a skinnier guy, and I'm always trying to gain weight, gain strength, gain speed too. All 3. So it's not
Sure.
easy. My summer, I really was this last summer focusing on just getting more power in my bat, and
Sure.
it's definitely been there. And kind of went through a swing change for consistency, which has also been really good.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, so my day consists of waking up, going to hit with my hitting coach, Chad Muller. He played the MLB for 10,
Chad,
15
yeah, I've
years.
heard of it.
Yeah, he was a really good catcher, but I would hit with him in the morning for about an hour, and then I'd go lift, and then I'd go to the field, or not a field, but kind of just like a big grass area, and I just
Sure.
do sprints. I do weighted sprints. I do the sprints with the big old parachute in the back.
Oh,
and
yeah. The resistance.
Yeah, and then I'm doing all that and then eating as much as I can. I gotta go to work. So, yeah, I mean, I went to this place all throughout my high school career called Legendary Athletics.
Okay.
It was really good. A lot of like explosive emphasis
Sure.
on a lot
Yeah.
of our lifts, a lot of hang cleans, a lot of power cleans. And it's just every year I just have progressed so much. And
Sure.
I owe a lot of that to that. And this summer I'm hoping to continue the power aspect and speed.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep gaining weight. I'm up 20-something pounds this year. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Freshman 15.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Trying to get to 200 by next season. So by the 2026 season, that's a good goal.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to freshman 15. I actually have lost a pound,
Really?
That's how it
but
was.
it's because I'm trying to eat right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's fair.
That's been a
I'm
that's
not
been a
eating
big
right.
thing for me,
I'm doing the opposite.
right? How about you, Gary? What's your like conditioning and all that approach during the summer?
So obviously the summer in Arizona is brutal.
Yeah.
So, and I was in a summer league, so I played
Sure.
3 or 4 games a week, and I'd catch 2 of them,
Okay.
play the field, and then obviously, so my day would be in the morning. I'd go and do lessons. Like I was like a coach for a little kid, and I
Okay,
did lessons with
sure.
him, so that was fun. Kind of brought me back, gave me some more love for the
Right?
game.
Yeah.
And then I'd go and work out at a place called Barnyard,
Oh, okay.
which is it's like a big warehouse, like an
Okay.
Amazon warehouse. So
Sure.
no AC, obviously no heat.
Sure.
Barely a bathroom. They just had to put that in.
Right.
But swamp coolers, and it was just kind of like down and dirty. Like get your work done, get stronger, get faster. Because I've been an undersized guy.
Sure.
Obviously not in like the
Sure. Yeah.
built. Like I'm built, but had to work hard for that. But
This guy's a
always-
beast.
I've always just been like shorter, so I've had
Sure.
to make up for it. But I mean, it's worked out pretty good, especially someone catcher. But so I'd go get my work in, go home, eat a good meal, and I'd go with my batting cage hit and then go to the game. So it's a pretty big grind all summer getting
Sure.
ready for the season. But it was kind of easy. I had a Bethany flag in my room, so
Yeah.
I kind of just like if I ever felt unmotivated, just kind of looked at it and I was like, oh, well, I chose
We'll,
this.
we'll
so.
get there. We'll get there at some point. and
Yeah.
None of this will be an issue up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool, getting to talk to people and see what their summer looks like, especially with you guys. You guys are freshmen coming in, right?
Yeah.
So kind of seeing everyone's different approach to going to college, like the grind of work, the grind of the physicality of things, of eating right, training, conditioning, all that. Yeah, it's just kind of a cool question I kind of
Yeah.
ask most of my guys. What do you guys do mentally before each game?
That's a good question. That's probably obviously baseball is, I think, at least 90% mental. So a big thing for me is visualizing.
Sure.
Visualizing everything when it comes to hitting, fielding. I even visualize a little bit of catch play before I even play catch.
Right.
Just so when the moment's actually there, it basically feels like it already happened. Not
Yeah.
a lot to be nervous about.
Sure.
But visualization is definitely the number one thing for me, especially when I'm doing my best. That's when I'm visualizing the most.
Sure.
And so visualization, and then I wouldn't say like speaking affirmations, but just like stuff in my head, like in baseball you need an approach
Sure.
before
Yeah.
you hit. So I was just like reminding myself, like,
Sure.
like see the ball up, stick to one pitch, whatever my approach is for that
Sure.
week, whatever. Yeah. So I just really remind myself of those things, or if I'm struggling with something like in the field, like today at practice, my lead foot when I was throwing was off, so I just was telling myself lead foot to the bag, and just stuff like that before games tend to always get me right.
Yeah, repetition's a big
Yeah.
thing too. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. How about you, Gabe?
So I like to do visualization, but I like to do it the night before, so I'm not really thinking. On game day, I'm kind of the opposite of others. I've tried a lot of things. I've tried being super serious, having like a note card and reading it. But what I've noticed is just kind of be as loose as I can, right? So I always do the same thing. Yellow Red Bull, bag of Twin Snakes, and then a guava electrolyte before a game. And I always try to get McDonald's breakfast sandwich. So I'm very do the same thing, same routine all the time, right? So I'll do that. And then clubhouse, blast the music, have fun with the guys, kind of mess around, especially with the guys who are super serious. I kind of
Right.
like to mess with them a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. But obviously when we get out on the field, it's all business. But I still I don't mess with the starting pitcher. You don't do
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
too far.
Exactly.
But I'll be stretching. Position guys will come up to me, talk. Other pitchers who are out of the bullpen or something, or how they start the next game. I don't know. I just try to stay pretty loose. And then when it comes to my at bat, we have a really good coach. His name's Gunter. He keeps a really good like a chart of what the pitcher's throwing, what the pitcher has, what the pitcher doesn't have, and we already have a bunch of research on that pitcher
Sure.
from our coach. So it helps a lot because obviously I'm watching the pitcher, but it's hard because I have to worry about the starting pitcher, I have to worry about myself,
Yeah.
catching and hitting. So it's like
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have a bunch of stuff worrying about. So it's nice where I could just go look at the chart and be like, hey, is he throwing first pitch curveball to a lot of guys, first pitch fastball, and that helps me a lot. I always go in with an approach.
Sure. And for you as a catcher, Gary, has coach done like any like special like bonding thing with the pitchers at all? Like has he set that up? Like, especially when you first came here?
Not really, no.
No?
It just kind of happens naturally.
Sure.
Especially like me and Trent are pretty close, and it's like how it goes back to like kind of mess with everybody, like treat everybody like my family,
Mhm.
and like in practice seeing them, or like with Trent, like I'd always catch his extra work bullpens. Like if you ever need a bullpen, I'd catch him, so I know his stuff well, and I know when something's off, what's off, because I've been with his pitching coach. So it's always about kind of just making your pitcher feel as comfortable as they can.
Yeah.
So, but no bonding. I wish.
No
That'd be
bonding?
cool, though. Maybe next year.
I think that's that might be more like a girl acronym, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe
Getting a little
softball.
feminine on here. Anyways, but yeah, so that's cool. I played baseball till I was like 12, and then after that big difference between when you go from like 40 feet to like 90 feet is a big thing. So I unfortunately stopped after I was 12. I mean, again, I can't bench press for crap anymore because my rotator cuff in my right arm is absolutely butchered because I pitched a lot.
Yeah.
My coach didn't put me in to strike people out. It was to throw it over the plate. So I wasn't the best strikeout.
Got outs. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I got the outs. Thanks to my fielders because they were pretty good back in the day, but we still never won a game. But it was still solid. It's just our pitching was just absolute
Not good. Yeah.
yeah, it's not even. How do you guys? I know Gary, you've been successful in this, but how do you handle your at bats like when it's crunch time?
Try to treat it like any other at bat, and I'm sure Gary agrees with that. I mean, just kind of like a competitive thing. Yeah, like it's just kind of like can't let the pitcher beat you. You got a lot on your back, but you got to treat it like any other at bat.
Sure.
So
Gary's got to say.
I feel like I've been put in some like tough spots before, and I know how good I am at baseball, and I
Sure.
know that if I want to, I know that pitcher can't beat me. And it just depends on who's focused more. So in that moment, I need to be more focused on that pitcher, and I just kind of feel like, especially during that at bat,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like I was so locked in, like I kind of visualized myself getting a hit. We go back to visualization, like I knew, and I'm an adrenaline junkie, so whenever I get
Yep.
any sort of adrenaline, like I love it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, so it's always, I don't know, I just know myself, and I'm very competitive in everything, and so is Vinny. Like we argue like we're 12 years old about stupid stuff, like about who calls shotgun first in a car.
I may or may not hear that. I may or may not be their neighbors, and don't hear that at like midnight.
Fortnite gets extreme sometimes.
Yeah, I might have to join you guys at some point.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
Squat up or something.
But I don't know. I just visualization's a big point, and also just staying calm and treating it like another at bat. Because there's always, let's say I get out there, I'm gonna have another at bat the next day.
Sure.
Like it's always even like never focus on too many at bats.
Sure.
So.
Nice. Yeah, you probably have. I'm gonna put the clip before we start the podcast, so they kind of get the background of why you're here. You guys are here because you ended up scoring that round. Didn't you?
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. How do you handle like errors and like setbacks when you're out in the field?
That's a big one for me because I have struggled with this in the past. Big thing that I've been really harping on as of late. I have a really good mental coach. He also played in the MLB for a while. His name's Todd Stottlemyre.
Okay.
He was my friend's dad, so like I kind of have a loose relationship with him. But the main thing that I really just focus on is what can I do now? Like there's nothing you can do about the past. Zero. Worrying about it is just going to hurt the future. So you got to drop it and say, what can I do now? If anything, like I want the next ball to pick myself up after that last one. If you get down on yourself and you're like, okay, I don't want the ball now, that's when you make error after error after error, and I've done that. Junior year, I had a game where I had 4 errors, and I probably shouldn't even be saying that because it's embarrassing, but
Sure.
it just happens.
Well, it happens.
You can't get down on yourself. So
Sure.
it's just the 180. Like it's not gonna. It happened. What can I do now? Is my
Sure.
main thing.
That's a good one. How about you, Veer?
So, Shout out Todd Stott.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was my coach as well. So catching, don't get me wrong, I still obviously make errors while catching, but it's a little harder to make like an error.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use this as hitting because
Sure.
I used to be really bad at it, and then I met Todd. He helped me a lot with it. But it's always just like focusing on the next thing. Like I used to, if I got out, like I used to get so upset, like go in and just like kind of like almost pout, and like. I realized that would affect my next at bat, and I do bad that at bat, and then that affects my next at bat, and it's like a never ending cycle, right? So it's kind of just like short term memory, which is the hardest thing to do.
Sure.
You just kind of have to like forget about it. So in Arizona, I'll one up you here.
Let's hear it.
In Arizona, it's my second at bat of the game, and the guy throws me a hanging curveball, which I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit on it, hit it, swing felt good, pop it straight up, right?
Sure.
Not straight up, but to left field, right?
Yeah, sure.
And Arizona skies are rough,
Yeah.
sunny, a little bit of wind, but anyways, I lose my composure a little bit, slam my bat on the ground, say something I shouldn't have, and jog down the line a little bit. And as I'm jogging down the line, I see the left fielder miss the ball, and
No.
I stay on first base.
It's just happened.
And
last week.
Greg comes out of the dugout and asks me if I want to stay in this game. And I look at him like a deer in headlights and I say, yes, sir. So I stay in the game. Thankfully, Aiden Russell hit a home run, so didn't matter.
Sure.
I scored.
Yeah.
But later on, I reflect on that bat because that shouldn't happen, right?
Sure.
So I reflect on it, take my time, because I was DHing too, so I had a little bit more time to reflect. So I reflect, get in the dugout, sit on the bench, get some water, relax for a second, and then get back up on the fence, cheer my team on, go back to staying locked in but having fun. It's a game.
Yeah.
Having fun. Next at bat, completely forget about the other at bat, and I get a nice single, a clutch single over the shortstop's head. Don't be wrong, I sprinted out of the box as fast as I could.
Right? Yeah.
But it just, like, if I let that at bat, like, oh, Craig yelled at me, like, oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
like, obviously that needs
Have
to be
that in the back
addressed.
of your head,
But if I
sure.
have that lingering, it's gonna affect the rest of my
absolutely.
bats. So it's like, kind of just forget about it. Next play, like Vinny said, like the whole 180 thing. That's a great tool to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Talk about psychology right there.
Hard 90s too.
But yeah, I saw the weather down there. It didn't look the best. I mean,
not that
probably-
nice Arizona sun.
no.
Not
Yeah.
what I was looking forward to, sadly. I was looking forward to some 70s, but
Right. Yeah. Well, you get it here at some point. You know.
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
75.
Yeah. We'll see if I do your game or not. Depends if Walker finds
Hopefully.
someone. But yeah, last question. What's your best piece of advice for either a high schooler or a kid, you know, going up to the next level of playing ball?
this is kind of, it's going to sound like an oxymoron a little bit, but work your tail off, but also don't take it that serious. Like, I just sometimes wish I could go back to high school baseball and just enjoy it a little more. Like, I was always so stressed out about going to the next level, having great high school stats. It's just like, just work really hard, trust your work, and have fun, and it'll work out. Like, obviously do your business with reaching out to coaches. I sent hundreds of emails. I got an advisor, so obviously do that work. But if you work your butt off and just have fun and play the game that you love, it'll work out. Like, stressing's not going to help you, and I learned that firsthand. I was so stressed about it. Like, I'd have sleepless nights, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to play college baseball. Like, I don't know where I'm going to play. Once I started getting interested, it was too stressful, and it really didn't need to be.
Sure.
Like, looking back on it, I was like, there's no need for me to even worry at all. Like, I worked so hard. Yeah, it's just have fun. I know that's the cliche answer, but truly have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
My thing's like, don't worry about others so much, because I see guys, I'm like, how are they committing and how am I not there yet? Like, it'll happen. You'll end up at the right spot. Like, I truly believe if I went to a junior college in Arizona, I would not be where I'm at as a baseball player, as a student, and as a man. I would not be where I am right now. So just kind of let it all happen, right? And do your emails. I had an advisor, but I wasn't the best with emails. I probably could have been better. But let it all just happen, and like Vinny said, have fun in high school baseball. Like, obviously you want to win, you want to work hard. Don't get outworked. But it's supposed to be the best time of your life, and for me it was, especially my senior year when I kind of learned. Once I committed, I was like, all right, I can not take my foot off the gas, but not be so like stressed out about it. But just like kind of, it's a game, right? So have fun with it. And yeah, everybody's recruiting story is different too.
Right?
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Yeah, Gary, with that insane walk-off the other day. Tomorrow, University of Eau Claire comes to town for a doubleheader. So make sure you guys watch that, as these two are possibly going to be playing in one of those games. Don't know what coach's plan is, but you guys get your playing time.
Yep.
So
Always stay ready.
yeah, and then they end up playing Luther College doubleheader the following day on Friday. So make sure you guys tune in to the broadcast, as I will be doing the games tomorrow, and we'll see if I do them on Friday or not.